As you can see, I've got the purple metallic flake all on the suit here. And it looks good. If I were going to do it again, I would try to find a different way to attach it. I don't really have a brush to be able to spray metallic flake airbrush. So what I had to do was use hairspray and then, you know, sprinkle the metallic flake over top over a container. After it all dried, I sealed it with about 4 coats of gloss to kind of hold it all in there, hold it together. And then I took some of that Minotaur transparent purple and went in and shaded some of the areas in here, under the breasts, under the rib cage, obviously the crotch, below the knees, also on the back, under the buttocks, and the back of the knees. I finished the base also, which is just flat black with a I think it's a German gray dry brush, and then a light gray dry brush on top of that, and then I sealed it with some matte finish. I got a few chips on her boots that I need to mask that off and respray those. So now what I can do is the hair and the cowl are done and primed, so this is ready to start painting. I also got the base on her face. It's ready also to be painted, put in some details. I'll probably start with some pastels to lighten up the eyes, because if you see the pictures of her, there's white in the eyes underneath, below the eyeballs. There's some white in there, and of course, you know, the rest of the shading. So I'll get set up for painting these and I'll be back. I masked off the cowl and sprayed a base coat for the hair. What I used was model color copper, thinned it down 50-50, half paint, half windshield washer fluid. Now that I have the base coat on, I'm going to make a wash out of the model color mahogany and take a thin brush, paintbrush, and get down into the grooves of the hair. So I'll do that and then come back and show you what it looks like. Got the wash on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the base color, which is that model color copper, and I'm going to dry brush over the tops of the hair to bring out the highlights. So let me get set up for that, and then I'll come back and show you how to do it. Okay, I've cleaned most of it off my brush. Now just touching the surface, going back and forth. Not everywhere, just where the light's gonna hit. Definitely grab the tips. There you can see it's separating quite nicely. Camera kind of washes it out, but in real life it looks pretty damn good. Alright, I'm going to work some more on this and then I'll come back and show you the finished one. Did a little more dry brushing and a little more regular brushing. I think I've got it where I want it now. The camera does wash it out. There actually is more depth between the light and the dark. But I'm going to leave it like that and seal it and then move on to the face. Working on the face, first thing I did was the eyeliner and eyelashes. Just took a .05 mechanical pencil, and what you do is you do it on the side as if you were using a paintbrush and just slowly draw it in. Once I got it drawn all in, then I sealed it. Oh, I also put some deep here in the nostrils. So I sealed it with some matte finish and I'm ready to move on to the next step. I just want to get some color on the lips. So what I'm using is a modelworx mahogany. I have like 1 drop to like 7 drops of water, and I'm using a really thin brush. All I did was just get some on the brush, get it down in where the lips meet in the crevice there, and then just slowly work up and then work out. And then of course the upper lip doing twice as much as the bottom lip. So now I can move on to the next part. I've taken that same mahogany wash and I've put it in her eyes, like where the eyelid meets the eyeball. It's pinking that up a little bit. Now I'll be able to go ahead and put the white on the eyeball itself. Did the eyeballs. The eyeballs I used Game Color Dead White. Thinned it down about 50-50, maybe a little more. And then with the same little bitty brush, just slowly built it up. Once I got the eyeball done, then I went back in with an even lighter wash of that mahogany and went under the eyelids, kind of define that eye a little bit more. And now I can move on to the next step. Took a Q-tip and some pastels and just rubbing it on there, and then slowly hitting like the cheekbones, here under the lip, a little bit under the nose, and then quite a bit under the chin here, and then sealed it again. So now I'm ready to do the eyeballs, the irises, and the pupil. As you can see, I've done a lot more to the face. Mostly just using glazes, lightening up the flesh color around the eyes and in the cheekbones here, and then the top of the chin. And these eyes are transfers, Archer's fine transfers. I'll put a link in the description. And I'm not leaving it this color. I'm using it so I know exactly where my eyes are going to be placed, where the circles are, and then I'll go back in with a pencil to get my outline of the iris and then the pupil, and then I'll go in with some more washes to get closer to her eye color, which is more of a hazel. Also, I lightened up the purple that I had on the gloves, and I also did it here with the cowl. I don't know if you can see it, but I also dry brushed light here on the top and on the edges and in the folds here. I also went back in on her emblem and put in a gold. It's just a Vallejo gold around the edge there. So let me put her head and everything together real quick, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Alright, here's the test fit of the head put together. This camera's kind of blending this red because it's not that orange. There's more red in it. Let me put her on here real quick. So as you can see, she's coming together quite well. Let me back up. There we go. I still have the cape to do. Once I get the cape done, then I'll be able to glue everything together and she'll be done. So that's actually going to do it for part 4. The next one will be the finale when she's all together. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you guys for the finale.